Have you ever thought about starting your own China export business? Now is a better time than any to make your foray into this extremely profitable business enterprise. Don't listen to all of the doom and gloom advice that is doled out by so-called financial advisors about the fragile state and uncertain conditions of the global economy. On the contrary, a China export business occupies a unique position in the international marketplace. Even though discretionary consumer spending has taken a downward course as a result of the economic recession, the demand for essential commodities remains steady. If anything, people are looking for ways to cut costs rather than ceasing spending altogether. Market research and trade data compiled by financial analysts actually corroborates this trend. It is for this reason that starting your own China export business would prove to be quite a recession-proof business venture. Okay, so having said that, do you know exactly what it would take for you to start your own China export business? Many people may claim that running a China export business is easy. It is nothing more than merely being a broker between wholesale distributors in China and one or more foreign retailers abroad. On the surface, that is a very accurate and precise oversimplification of how the China export business works. But there is a whole lot more to importing and exporting products across borders. As a matter of fact, it merits a whole science unto itself. Do you know where to go to acquire the knowledge and training that is required in order for you to be able to get into this business? Keep in mind, though, that it's one thing to go through the rigors of training and acquiring the knowledge to get started into this business, but it is another thing entirely to stay competitive in this business. Indeed, there are often times when there are extremely fierce bidding wars between competitor companies vying for contracts, as they try to court and establish relationships with Chinese merchants. Submitting quotes for bids on these can be quite challenging. The good news is that there is plenty of room for everyone. If you can meet the requirements to get into this business, you can surely have your piece of the pie. Let's take a look at some of the areas of knowledge you will need to master in order to get into this field. What are the licenses and certifications you must obtain in order to conduct business? What are the sources of international trade export law? What are some of the legal challenges that you must face in this business, such as trade embargoes, sanctions, and trade agreements? What are the various taxes, tariffs, and duties that can be levied against cargo shipments that enter the harbor ports? What documentation might a customs broker demand from you? What should you expect during the customs inspection process? This is by no means an exhaustive list, but it should give you an idea of what to expect if you were to start your own China export business.